Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
K-pop news. Blackpink, Lisa, and Doja Cat dragged into Azealia Banks' racist and transphobic rant.
So here's the situation. Blackpink's Lisa
Back at it
has
again, huh?
unexpectedly found herself the target of some really harsh comments from American musician Azealia Banks. It all started after Doja Cat dropped her latest single, Jealous Type, along with a music video. The track gave her the biggest streaming
we
debut of
reacted
her
to this,
career so far,
guys.
pulling in over 3.1 million streams on
Giving
Spotify
Janet
on its
Jackson
first day. But for
vibes.
context,
Remains the biggest solo of the
Huh? What were we reading?
Lisa's Rockstar remains the biggest solo debut for a female rapper on Spotify, despite claims of Doja Cat's Jealous Type breaking the record. Really? Not like no Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Meg Thee Stallion? Neither? None of that? Really? Okay.
Lisa's Rockstar still holds the record for the biggest solo debut for a female rapper on Spotify, with 5.89 million streams. Despite some early claims, Doja did not break Lisa's record, and that's where things got messy. Brett Allen Nelson, Doja Cat's longtime creative director and stylist, posted on Instagram celebrating the release. In the comments, Azealia Banks jumped in and blasted him, saying, "Brett, you are a terrible creative director and have been failing Doja lately, giving all your time and attention to that young mukbang. This sucks." Now, Nelson has also worked with Lisa on several projects, so it wasn't hard for fans to connect who Banks was referring to, but she didn't stop there. Around the same time, Azealia also tweeted a screenshot, accusing Lisa of being transgender, a claim she's thrown around before, which fans called out as both transphobic and racist. The backlash was immediate. Even Doja Cat's own fans were left confused. One fan tweeted, "What the hell is her problem?" While another added, "Her calling Lisa young mukbang, cause she's a K-pop idol, is just so, okay, let's break this down. First off, it's disappointing but not surprising."
I was gonna say how we know she's talking about Lisa, but if she posted a screenshot, then yeah, I mean, that's self-explanatory.
Coming from Azealia Banks. She has a long history of going after other women in the industry, often with language that's not just mean-spirited, but also racist and transphobic. And here's the thing, Doja Cat is an insanely talented artist.
That's for sure.
I don't even know, just other women. I think like people in the industry, because I believe she came at K-pop guys as well before. I think there was about someone I don't know. Yeah, it's not her first time. We've seen this before.
She experiments with sounds. She sparks conversation. And honestly, she's one of the few rappers right now consistently bringing fresh ideas. Lisa, on the other hand, is also thriving as both a singer and rapper, breaking records and pushing K-pop into new spaces. The two even collaborated recently, and Lisa herself said Doja is her favorite rapper. So there's no actual beef between the two artists. That leaves the question, why does Azealia Banks keep going after Lisa? The answer feels pretty clear. Jealousy. Azealia's career hasn't been able to...
I think the answer is because y'all keep interacting with it. So she gets interactions. That's why she does it.
Take off the way Lisa's and Doja's have. And instead of focusing on her own growth, she's spending her energy tearing other women down. And when those attacks specifically target an Asian woman with derogatory language, yes, it absolutely comes off as racist.
I don't have much to say either.
At the end of the day, women in music already face enough challenges. Watching another woman constantly be the loudest hater isn't just sad, it's destructive.
That it's good that Lisa don't say anything.
Yeah, I don't know what you said to that.
Criticism is fine when it's about the work, but what Banks is doing is nothing but hateful noise.
I mean, you can come out with this track. Watch Azealia pull back up, but that's
gonna help Azealia.
Yeah, that helps Azealia, yeah.
So my take, Lisa and Doja Cat should keep thriving, keep making music, and let Azealia Banks...
Yeah, Azealia, she fell off. Her music career is over, so she's talking shit on Twitter now. This is what it is. I don't think we should be paying attention to what she says. She's like the female Kanye nowadays.
Do you know what's really fun?
I think she was Kanye before Kanye.
She's the OG Kanye. Former Adore employees' lawsuit against Hee Jin stalled until October. What happened here?
We've got another update on the ongoing legal drama involving former Adore CEO Hee Jin. And let's just say, this case is dragging on longer than a K-drama, with too many filler episodes. The third hearing in the damages lawsuit, filed against Hee Jin by a former Adore employee, was supposed to take place on August 25th. But according to TV Daily, the Seoul Western District Court's 21st Civil Division decided to postpone the hearing. It's now been rescheduled to October 13th, after Hee Jin's legal team requested a delay earlier this month. Let's backtrack for a second. This lawsuit started in August 2024 when a former Adore employee accused Hee Jin of
I wonder
defamation
what's the
and
reason
claimed
for the delay. Because delays, about asking for extensions and standard procedure. It's not unheard of. It's not doesn't really mean anything. That's why the law cases take forever and ever and ever. Like so, this is pretty standard.
she allegedly covered up and defended sexual harassment he faced from Adore's then vice president. He's suing for 100 million KRW, which is roughly 72,000 USD. Now, Hee Jin has denied everything, calling the accusations completely baseless. But since the first court mediation attempt in January failed, the case has been moving through hearings, first in March, then May, where both sides have been sticking firmly to their own narratives. The now delayed third hearing was supposed to introduce new evidence and rebuttals, but that'll have to wait until October. So what does this mean? Basically, the legal battle is far from over, with both sides refusing to back down. This could drag on for months, if not longer. And given how messy Hee Jin's ongoing controversies with Hybe and Adore have already been, this lawsuit adds yet another layer to an already complicated.
Yeah, I think that's the least of Hee Jin's concern. This one, this is just whatever 70K. She can afford to pay that if she gets judgment against her. It's not a big deal. Fantagio facing financial crisis after Eunwoo's enlistment.
Fantagio actually going broke without Eunwoo. Let's talk about it, because the numbers are wild. On July 28th, Eunwoo enlisted in the military, and apparently, his absence isn't just breaking fans' hearts. According to Chosun Biz, his company Fantagio is now staggering under a financial crisis. Here's why. First, the tax bill. The Seoul Regional Tax Office hit Fantagio with an additional W8.2 billion KRW. That's about $5.9 million USD, covering corporate taxes from 2020 to 2024. This alone is 14% of Fantagio's equity capital, and it's due by October 31. Then comes November, when they need to repay W30.
I mean, that's why planning is important. If the guy is going to the military, and he reacted to him doing the free cover, I think. It didn't seem like much of a singer, but seems like he's like the very popular guy for, I guess, his looks. So if I was them, I would have planned some sort of, how I think BTS perfectly executed the guys' stay in the military. I think that should go down the books. How do you execute groups going in the military? That was just perfection. We kept getting content like every 2 months. We got like a song, an album, something. So I think here they should have, if he doesn't make music no more, maybe new TV shows, some sort of variety shows, pre-filmed variety shows. Have him do that and just release it. Make him make music. If he still wants to. If he doesn't want to, I guess you
Make
can
him make music.
Yeah, not like make him make. If he wants to make music, save that music, drop it, feed it. Like I don't know, plan around it. Like you can't just sit around and the guy goes off.
Yeah, but
what you gonna do?
To have that mindset to do that, because it's a lot of prep work that you have to do, and you don't even get to experience it being dropped like you normally would, because you'll be away.
Yeah,
but like I also think that this time too, it's also quite scary for them going to enlistment. Like their mindset may not be, I want to create. But if you're going to the military, you're not gonna be, let me create something.
I don't know. They should have planned better. That's all I'm saying. Like as a company, you
The
have
team
to
fell
plan.
off.
Yeah, this is on the team.
0.0.
Or like while he's still active, while he's making money, maybe like debut a new group, something. I don't know. Like diversify your assets. I don't know. Do something.
Billion KRW in bonds, around $935 million USD, with a brutal 7% interest rate. And because Fantagio's stock price has dropped, investors are unlikely to swap those bonds for shares. Translation: Fantagio needs to cough up real cash. Now here's the kicker. As of March, the company reported only W11.0 billion KRW, around $7.9 million USD, in cash and equivalents. But between October and November alone, they owe about W1 billion KRW, or $15.1 million USD. That's a massive shortfall. So why is Fantagio this vulnerable? Simple: over-reliance on Eunwoo. According to
I mean, they could borrow the money. I think, there will be banks or whatever that willing to lend them if they need to cover the tax bill. They have half of the money already. I don't think, obviously they would have to pay interest. It wouldn't be cheap, but, the guy eventually is going to come back. So you will make that money so you can pay off. I don't think that's like that bad.
filings. In Q3 2023, one artist accounted for more than half of all sales. And yeah, that's basically him. With Eunwoo now gone for military service, Fantagio's main moneymaker has vanished, leaving a giant hole in their balance sheet. They tried to diversify. Fantagio raised nearly $34.5 million USD in rights offerings over the last few years to push into K-drama production, but the plan collapsed. Their big project, a 24-episode historical drama called Royal Physician Dai Jang Doem, got delayed, and the historical drama market itself slumped. So the post-Eunwoo strategy, it didn't work out. Financially, the numbers look even worse. 2025 revenue was down. Operating loss, W2.8 billion KRW, 2.011. Net loss, W900 million KRW, 647K. This marks their third straight year of operating losses and fourth straight year of net losses. But despite all this,
So I'm confused. If they're losing money for 3 straight years, what they owe taxes for?
Back taxes?
Set from 2020 to 2024, which is okay. So they did make a couple years worth of money, but like they lost a lot of money. I'm confused what taxes are for.
Fantagio insists this is not a liquidity crisis. In their words, we are reviewing the tax assessment with legal counsel. Discussions are ongoing about the tax burden and bond repayment. We have short-term financial assets that can be liquidated, so this is not a liquidity crisis. That's what they say, but the math looks scary. Between the tax bill, the bond repayment, and a dried-up Eunwoo pipeline, Fantagio's survival looks shaky. So, will Fantagio make it until Eunwoo returns? Or will the post-Eunwoo era expose just how fragile they've been all along?
Wow. That's gonna leave room for negotiation.
This should be a cautionary tale for all the labels. Plan ahead.
The Kia K4.
BTS faces backlash over ending fairy comments. Misunderstood or mistranslated. Ending fairy, what does that mean? Let's see.
Once again at the center of a viral debate. This time over the origins of the ending fairy trend. Old clips of the group have resurfaced online, sparking backlash from fans, who claim the members were taking credit for starting or popularizing the concept. But when you look closer, the situation isn't quite so straightforward. The circulating posts are based on
What is
screenshots and
ending
cut
fairy?
clips
You know,
from
at
past
the end of
BTS
the
interviews
performance
where
where the camera focuses on some of the artists and they do a cute face.
Yeah.
I think that's the ending fairy.
Suga and Jungkook discussed ending fairies. In the version
I think we seen this in one of the BTS videos that we did, kind of like how BTS changed K-pop. There was like 7 things BTS changed. I think this was one of them in that video.
going viral, it looks like they're saying, we basically originated the concept. This framing has blown up, with quotes like, the straight up lies. And next they'll say,
I don't think that's what they said, if I remember correctly. And if we're talking about the same thing, they didn't say we created it. They said we popularized it. Or if they said it, or that video claimed that they didn't, they said they were very careful about that. They didn't say that, oh, it didn't exist before BTS. I think they did say it existed before BTS, but BTS made it with a big deal. I think that's what they said.
K-pop didn't exist until they made it, getting millions of views. However, fans who actually went back and watched the full video segment are pointing out a different story. The original interview question was reportedly, what's your favorite pose for the ending fairy? In their answers, BTS explained that when they first tried it, the ending fairy wasn't a serious or widely recognized concept at the time.
Ending fairy didn't exist for us back then in our time.
I remember when
I remember we did this seriously during the performances. I do.
They mentioned specific comeback eras, like Boy with Love and Dionysus.
우리가 할 때는 엔딩 요정이라는 그 개념보다는 본격적이지 않았어
그쵸.
그때.
그러니까 우리가 했을 때는 아직도 기억나. 언제
우리가 할 때는 엔딩 요정이라는 그 개념보다는 본격적이지
Yeah,
않았어.
there you go. It wasn't a thing for us that then. So they're saying it wasn't a thing for us.
그래. 그러니까 우리가 했을 때는 아직도 기억나. 언제 했냐면 우리가 작은 시 디오니소스 할 때 약간
우리가 거의
그게
시초였어.
도입이 딱 그 됐었단 말이지.
아니 우리 온 때도 있었어.
아 진짜?
I think means like, oh, that's not what we like focus on
I-
doing. Now we focus
I
on
think so too. I think they're saying we weren't like big enough, so we didn't, they weren't like, the cameras weren't
Utilizing that.
focusing on us. I think that's what they're saying. I think they're saying after their big hits, that's when they like, okay, started to become a thing. That's where they like try to focus on. I think that's what they're saying.
진짜 그런 거 잘할 수 있는데.
아 그쵸.
아 근데 저는 이거 좀 실전파라서.
As moments where they gave it
We haven't seen this interview particularly, but in that video we did do about this, the person did say that BTS made it big. They didn't say that. They were very careful to say that it existed before BTS already.
a shot, but it wasn't treated the way it is today. In other words, they didn't directly claim to have
I wonder
invented
whose
or owned the
point
ending fairy.
for it first. The ending fairy.
Oh, that I don't know.
fairy trend. Instead, the members were reflecting on how casual it felt back then versus how formalized it has become now. Adding to the confusion, the screenshots trending on Twitter appear to have been pulled from different videos or edited in a way that changes the context. I rewatched the full clip said, I played all the segment of the video, and I did not see that part. The viral screenshot is from a different video altogether, so what we're really seeing here is a case of lost in translation moments, fueling a much bigger controversy. For context, the phrase ending fairy first appeared in EXO's fandom around 2013, linked to Jimin's
there you
ending
go.
shots at the close of music shows.
That's
The
your
modern
answer.
pose and
Who
hold
made
version
it first?
was boosted massively by IOI's Young Chaeyeon during Produce 101, whose close-up went viral. BTS and many other groups later played a role in making ending fairies a mainstream expectation during every comeback stage. So while BTS undeniably helped spread the practice, the actual origins trace back to earlier idols. And in fairness, if we're judging based on the original translation, BTS never explicitly said otherwise. The controversy then becomes less about who really started ending fairies, and more about how selective clips, mistranslations, and fan interpretations can spiral into viral backlash. And honestly, this is kind of a recurring theme in K-pop. Once a narrative catches fire online, it often overshadows the messy, more nuanced truth.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the
Yeah,
crazy thing.
I don't think BTS has ever claimed that they invented it. Based on what, I'm not saying I'm BTS expert, but we have quite a few reactions to them, talk, interviews, and like the whole rise of Bangtan. They seem like a very humble people. I don't think they would go. It just doesn't seem like BTS that they would go off and brag. Oh yeah, we
that seems
invented
out of
this.
character,
Yeah,
too.
that seems out of character, and not even like I don't want to say BTS period. I feel like it's not really in a Korean culture to do that. I feel like overall Korean culture is very humble, and I think that humbleness is valued. Versus here, like in the West, is more about more like egotistical. Yeah,
shit.
talk your shit. Versus like in Korea, there isn't really that talk your shit. Yeah, so there's like a cultural difference. So I don't really believe that BTS would have ever, or like any idol for that matter, would have ever said that. I believe that a fan may have said that. Like fans may claim that, but as I said, even in that video we did, which is Army made video, I believe, they were very particular to point out that BTS did not invent it; they just popularized it. That's what they said. So, yeah, I think it's just people looking to hate here.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. Share as much kindness as possible.